Alright friends, it's T and I'm back with a new video. In this video somebody asked me, can you please explain this hyperplasia hypertrophy thing that you do in the past on your channel? I'll explain how to build muscles again one more time. Alright, in this video, and I'm gonna use some reference so that'll prove my point. Okay, so you probably know this. You go to PubMed NCBI. Nuclei acquired by overload exercise precedes hypertrophy are not lost on detraining. When they see nuclei acquired by overload exercise, FO, they call it, there's another word for it, FO or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but whatever. So overload exercise means, an overload exercise means something that you're doing that you're unaccustomed to, untrained, unfamiliar, okay? You're getting damage. The overload is damaging your muscle fibers, and then you're acquiring an overload of the progenitor cell and a bunch of things, okay? All right. Let's go to this famous map. One more time. Here's a famous map in this overload training. Notice how it says untrained there at the bottom. It says untrained. It says right there, it says untrained, first training, satellite cell fusion. Listen to the word, satellite cell fusion. The satellite cell is fusing to that. What? What's it fusing to? I can't tell you. It's getting damaged. Untrained muscles get damaged because they're unfamiliar, they're unaccustomed to doing this exercise. So unaccustomed, unfamiliar, untrained muscles get this damage, and they get a fusion of the satellite cells. The satellite cells are going to form myotubes, and they're going to form myotubes as well, and they're going to fuse these nuclei are going to be donated by the satellite cell to those myotubes because they're going to differentiate into myoblast cells. Listen to this. They're going to differentiate into myoblast, fibroblast cells, and satellite cells, and they're going to melt into each other. You understand me? Fibroblasts are the collagen cells. The myoblasts form the tubes, and the satellite cell will donate its nuclei to those fibers, and they will be able to hypertrophy. That's what's going on here. And then they hypertrophy. See that over there at the top? They hypertrophy. All right, that's the very first time you come in. You all call that newbie gains. Now, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to tell you how to get this to keep coming back. You have to repeat what you just did there in the beginning. You have to repeat it again. You want to know why? You want to know why you have to repeat it again? I'll tell you why. You have to repeat. This action has to be repeated again. You want to know why? Okay, I'm going to show you why. Because during that action, you reach something called myonuclear domain size limit. Scroll down. Right there at the top, it says MND size has a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond which extra myonuclei are donated by the satellite cell to do what? To support further muscle growth. What is that hypertrophic process? When did it reach a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process? I'm going to show you. It reached it right here. It reached the ceiling limit. Right there. Where's that map again? I'm always losing this map. There it is. You see where it reached the ceiling limit? Right there at the top. It says hypertrophy. It reached the ceiling limit during hypertrophic process. See the process here? Hypertrophic process beyond where this satellite cell right there that's fusing, it's beyond where the satellite cell can donate what? Any more extra nuclei where? To that domain to do what? To support further muscle growth. So what do you need to do to get this damage to come back? That's what you need to do. You need to bring this same damage that you got here when you were untrained. You were unfamiliar, you were unaccustomed and untrained doing these exercises when you came into the gym. So you need to repeat that. You need to repeat that cycle. And it can only happen once a week. It can't happen every day. It can't happen every other day or every third day or fourth day or fifth day or sixth day. It can happen after the seventh day. It can happen, but it can only happen if those muscles are repaired and remodeled. And the only way that they can repair and remodel in a 7-day period is when you're in a what? Is when nitrogen balance is positive. The subject is in a net anabolic state, whereas if the nitrogen balance is negative, the subject is in a catabolic state, such as from starvation and inadequate protein intake. So you need to be in an anabolic growth state. You need to be in a positive nitrogen balance. And what makes you in a positive nitrogen balance? It's really simple. You want to know what makes you in a nitrogen balance, positive nitrogen balance? If muscle is going to gain mass, protein synthesis must exceed protein breakdown. That's what makes you in a positive nitrogen balance. So you need to eat a lot of protein right after that workout. Now, I'm going to explain another problem with that. While it may be common to view resistance training as a power stimulus for protein synthesis, it's also important to recognize the signal for protein breakdown. It is. It definitely is. But you have to be in a positive nitrogen balance. So in order to bring that window back, you need to do a full body workout. You got to do a full body upper body workout. It's an overworking. Let's just put it this way, you're overworking the muscle fibers. You're overworking them like crazy to death. That's really what it is. Maybe you may not understand that, I don't know. And you stick to a regime of 5 times 10 for every single body part. Upper, lower, middle, whatever, every shoulder part, chest, whatever, back, arms, this, that. Just do as much as everything that you can do on the day. And then go eat for a couple of hours right after your workout. Be in a positive nitrogen balance. That's not hard to understand that, dude. And you have to do that consistently every week. I post a lot of stuff in my community section. You can read this. I post some stuff in here. This is from NCBI. Historically, the fusion of satellite cells in response to mechanical stimuli in adult muscle is thought to be for the purpose of, number 1, mediating the repair of focal damage to the muscle fiber, but they don't get damaged because they're protected by the repeated bout effect phenomena. And or number 2, myonuclear addition to maintain what? The so-called myonuclear domain. You need that addition. Yeah. Given myonucleus in the muscle fiber syntium can only transcriptionally govern a finite jurisdiction. They reach a domain limit, a ceiling limit. In response to hypertrophic growth. That's what I just read to you before. They reached the ceiling limit during hypertrophic growth. So they're just telling you here, previously in our laboratory, maintenance of the myonuclear domain and restoration of muscle fiber membrane integrity via satellite cell fusion is likely important aspects of satellite cell participation in exercise adaptation, but there is recent growing appreciation for the non-fusion of roles of satellite cell, whatever. It's important to have it, man. They proliferate, they activate, they do a bunch of things. Without them, you can't build any more muscle. You need them. You need them. You need them to donate their nuclei, synthesize, grow more fibers. To further that domain, you need more myotubes. They need to form myotubes, or you can't further that domain. I don't know if it's this one. They tell you, look, they're forming these things here. Beyond Fusion. This is really good. I brought this up, Beyond Fusion. You should read that. So yeah. I really don't know what else to say there, man. I just do clips and clips and clips of stuff. I can't do everything in one video. It's a lot of work, bro. But yeah, let me see if I can bring this one thing back again. Okay, in this section here under nuclei acquired overload, there's one called Functional overload, that's what they call it, FO. Functional overload enhances satellite cell properties in skeletal muscle. This section right here. Skeletal muscle represents a plentiful and accessible source of adult stem cells. Yes, they do. Yes, skeletal muscle-derived stem cells. Term satellite cells play essential roles in postnatal growth, maintenance, repair, and regeneration of skeletal muscle. Although it is well known that the number of satellite cells increases following physical exercise. Well, they do. It depends. They do, but it depends. Functional alterations in satellite cells, such as proliferative capacity and differentiation efficiency following exercise and their molecular mechanisms, remain unclear. Okay, here we found that the functional overload, which is widely used in model resistance exercise, causes skeletal muscle hypertrophy and converts satellite cells from quiescent state to activated state. We're talking about muscle damage. It's an adaptation process. Okay, our analysis showed that functional overload induces the expression of MyoD in satellite cells, enhances the proliferative capacity and differentiation. That's what you're looking for, differentiation potential of these cells. The changes in satellite cell properties coincided with the inactivation of Notch signaling activation. This initiative resistance exercise. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Following physical exercise, yeah. Skeletal muscle specific stem cells. They are, yeah, postnatal maintenance in growth, repair, and regeneration of muscles. Yes, these cells are located between the basal lemma. I don't know if this one tells you. It definitely, they tell you it can serve as means as preventing muscle atrophy and reducing the risk of sarcopenia, but I know some people that are lifting slaves are getting sarcopenia. Satellite cells can be methodically quiescent or in an activated proliferative state. Skeletal muscles turn over. Yeah, there's, I don't know what else to say here. Hold on. Isolation and culture. These are not really important. Those are not important either. Activation of satellite cells, okay. There's just too much stuff here. Overload induced satellite cell. Discussion. Yeah, this stuff's not important. I don't know. I'm not going to go through all this, man. There's too much stuff here going on. Anyways, it's the forming of myotubes. Yeah. They call it myogenesis. So myoblasts, the progeny of satellite cells, can either fuse with each other, forming new myofibers, fuse to existing muscle fibers, donating their nucleus to the fiber, or return to a quiescent state. So we want to actually form new myofibers, and we want the progenitor cell to fuse to those new fibers. You understand me? That's what we really want. And then it returns to quiescent state, replenishing the resident pool of satellite cells through self-renewal. That's what it does. It goes back to that pool for further regenerative properties. So you would keep expanding the pool when you keep repeating that cycle. That cycle I showed you previously, remember? Let me go back there. You have to repeat this cycle over and over again every week, every 7th day, and you need to be in a positive nitrogen balance. So you need to repeat this every 7 days. You reach the ceiling limit already. That's called your newbie gains. Remember, guys, newbie gains, my genetic limit, that's your genetic limit. That's your newbie gain. It happens when you get muscle damage. And then there's no more damage. And then you say you reach this newbie gain, because don't you remember what you felt when the first time when you came into the gym? You felt sore, this, that. It lasted for many days. Yeah, that's called muscle damage, bro. Get it? It's associated with muscle damage. DOMS, yes. Ultrastructural muscle injuries, yes. So you need to repeat this every single week, every 7th day, and you need to be in a positive nitrogen balance a anabolic growth state, and you need to repeat this. Now, you only need to do it once a week, but then the rest of the week you need to focus on eating and building and growing, repairing and remodeling, and donating of these nuclei, and then synthesizing protein and enlarging those muscle fibers and getting more muscle fibers, more myotubes, more nuclei, more everything. Get it? And every week just come back and repeat this cycle again and again and again. And protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. Just be in an anabolic positive nitrogen balance, anabolic state, and repeat this cycle every single week. And with every single week, when you come back, you're going to be bigger and stronger. But here's another kicker. You can't eat any carbohydrates. I would suggest you do not eat any carbohydrates. But if you have to, then stick to potatoes. Don't eat a lot. Usually eat them in the evening. Eat all your protein first. Don't eat any plants. Don't eat any fruits. Don't drink Coca-Colas or any sugar. That's going to make you resistant, insulin resistant, and your muscle is just going to flake, okay? And so stick to a regime of 5 times 10. For your legs, you got to double and triple it. You got to do more for legs because they're bigger muscle groups, okay? So yeah, look for damaging things like squats, very deep squats to the ground, up and down. Try to get these fibers damaged in the legs. Try to get them damaged. Do a lot of everything if you have to. Do an overworking of that muscle fiber to get it to damage. Just like you would bend an iron bar. You would bend it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until it finally what? Broke. Until it damaged, until it pulled apart or whatever, caused a micro tear in it and it came apart. It's the same thing with muscle. It's an overworking of that muscle. Now, because you're doing your whole upper body or you're doing your legs the next day, everything's getting worked there. You're doing, quads, hamstrings, deadlifts, you're doing your calves and everything. They're all kind of being worked at the same time. So just keep doing them. Do a lot of everything for the legs. Make sure they get damaged because legs require more work. They're smaller area because in the upper body, you're constantly doing chest, back, shoulders, arms, forearms, abs, whatever, back. And every muscle group is getting overworked in the full upper body. So stick to a 5 times 10, and for the legs, just do double, triple that. That's it. And go and eat at the buffet or wherever, and eat a lot of protein till satiety, until you cannot eat any more protein after that seeding. And then the rest of the day you can cool it. Now, when you do your legs the next day, the same thing. You need to run down and eat a lot of protein, a lot of meat, until you can't eat any more meat, no more. Don't worry, your body's leptin is gonna kick in. Believe me, you're not gonna be able to down anymore. It's not your stomach is full. You won't be able to eat anymore. You just won't be able to eat any more protein. So, yeah, man, that's about it. Now, like I said, if you have to eat a carbohydrate, I would stick to potatoes, and I wouldn't eat them during that period. Eat them at night before you go to sleep. But that's just me, man. All right. Now, will you see a substantial amount of gains within the first week or the second week? No, most likely the third week you're going to start to see something popping out the third week, then the fourth week, the fifth week, the sixth week, and then it should just keep coming on and on and on and on and on and on and on. You should be getting bigger and stronger. Do not focus on being the best guy to lift the heaviest weight in the gym. If you're a lifting slave, this will not work for you. If you're a gym lifting slave that wants to go to the gym every day lifting weights to show off to people in the gym, then you can never get bigger and stronger. You'll always be weak and small. So I don't know, man. That's just me. I hope that helped. I'll see you in the next video. You tell me what you think about that. I don't know. I don't really think I left anything out. I've done a lot of stuff in these other videos, so you probably already know a good majority of it. I don't have to go over all this stuff over and over again. Anyways, like I said, you tell me what you think about that, and I'll talk to you in the next video, friends. Yeah, comment down below if I missed something, if you need some help there. That's really simple. It's really simplistic, bro. See you in the next one. Ciao.